Welcome to a journey back in time, as we uncover the birth of political participation in the ancient world. Today, we're going to take a close look at the birth of Athenian democracy, a revolutionary system that changed the course of history. Imagine, if you will, the vibrant city-state of Athens in the 5th century BCE. It's a place of bustling marketplaces, grand temples, and renowned philosophers. But amongst these remarkable achievements, Athens stands apart for a particularly bold experiment, the world's first democracy. This radical idea was unheard of in an era dominated by kings and emperors. But the Athenians dared to dream of a society where every citizen had a say, where every opinion mattered, and where power was in the hands of the many, not the few. And so, Athenian democracy was born. In this revolutionary system, every citizen, defined in those times as free adult males, had the right to vote, to express their opinion, and to participate in the decision-making process. From military strategies to public infrastructure, no decision was too big or too small for the citizens of Athens to have their say. The heart of this democratic society was the agora, a bustling marketplace that doubled as the political center of Athens. Here, citizens would gather to discuss, debate, and decide on the matters of the day. You can almost hear the passionate arguments, the eloquent speeches, and the lively debates that once echoed through the streets of this ancient city. Over time, Athenian democracy evolved, expanded, and improved, becoming more inclusive and more representative. It wasn't perfect, and it wasn't always smooth sailing, but it was a monumental step forward in the history of political participation. The legacy of Athenian democracy is still felt today. The principles that it established of equality, representation, and participation are cornerstones of modern democratic societies across the globe. It serves as a reminder of the power of the people and the extraordinary things they can achieve when given a voice. This radical idea paved the way for political equality and reshaped the course of history. So, as we delve deeper into this fascinating story, let's remember the ancient Athenians who dared to dream of a better society. And let's celebrate the birth of democracy, the birth of political participation. In the heart of Athens stood the agora, a bustling marketplace that served as the political, social, and cultural hub. This was no ordinary market, my friends. Amidst the clamor of merchants and the hum of daily life, the agora was where the pulse of democracy beat strongest. In this open, vibrant space, the citizens of Athens, adult males with citizenship, came together to exercise their political rights. Picture this: men from all walks of life, from wealthy aristocrats to humble craftsmen, mingling and debating under the open skies. This was a place of equality, where every voice mattered and every opinion was heard. The agora was more than just a marketplace. It was the stage for democracy in action. Here, citizens gathered to discuss the pressing issues of the day. Whether it was a question of waging war or peace, imposing taxes, or building public works, these matters were thrashed out in the open, under the watchful eyes of Athena, the city's patron goddess. Now let's take a closer look at the spirited debates that took place here. Imagine a sea of citizens engaged in passionate conversation. Ideas were exchanged, viewpoints challenged, and consensus sought. This wasn't a place for the faint-hearted, but for those who believed in the power of words and the strength of their convictions. And it wasn't just about talk. The agora was where decisions were made. Citizens didn't just debate policies, they voted on them, using simple yet effective methods, such as casting stones or shards of pottery. Each citizen cast his vote, contributing to the collective decision of the city-state. From the arrangement of the military to the construction of new buildings, no decision was made without their active participation. This was the essence of Athenian democracy, a system that valued the voice of its citizens, a system that believed in the power of the people. So, remember, my friends, the next time you cast your vote or voice your opinion, you're walking in the footsteps of those ancient Athenians in the bustling agora, the heart of democracy. The Parthenon, an architectural masterpiece and symbol of Athenian glory, also played a role in democracy. This remarkable structure, perched atop the Acropolis, is more than just a symbol of ancient Greece's artistic and architectural prowess. It was a fundamental part of the democratic process in Athens. The Parthenon, resplendent in its grandeur, was more than a temple dedicated to Athena, the city's patron goddess. It was also the meeting place for the assembly, the democratic governing body of Athens. This was the heart of the Athenian democracy, where citizens gathered to make decisions that would shape the future of their city-state. Can you imagine what these gatherings were like? Thousands of Athenian men from every walk of life standing shoulder to shoulder, their voices echoing off the marble columns. They listened to speeches, proposed laws, and voted on important matters. Each citizen, regardless of wealth or social status, had the right to speak and vote. This was a place where a simple potter could rub shoulders with a wealthy aristocrat, and both their voices carried the same weight. The assembly was a testament to the Athenians' commitment to democracy. It was a place where every citizen had a voice and an opportunity to influence the direction of their society. It wasn't just about voting, but about active participation and engagement. Citizens didn't just choose leaders, they were the leaders, making crucial decisions about war, peace, and policy. The Parthenon and the assembly represent the essence of Athenian democracy, the belief in the power of the people and the shared responsibility of governing. These principles have echoed through the centuries, influencing modern democratic systems around the world. So, let's return to our initial question. Can you imagine the energy of those monumental gatherings? The passion, the debates, the collective decision-making. It must have been an incredible sight, a testament to the power of democracy. A place where every voice mattered, where every citizen could shape the future of their city. Today, the Parthenon stands as a reminder of this ancient democratic experiment. Its towering columns and intricate friezes echo the voices of those ancient Athenians, reminding us of the power of political participation. Can you imagine the energy of those monumental gatherings? Over time, Athenian democracy continued to evolve. This wasn't a static system, frozen in time. Rather, it was a dynamic, living entity that reflected the changing needs and aspirations of its citizens. Imagine the city-state as a great ship, ever sailing forward on the waves of time, with democracy as its innovative and ever-adjusting compass. Yes, the Athenians were navigating uncharted waters, but they were determined to create a system that truly reflected the will of the people. As the years rolled on, reforms were introduced that gradually expanded the scope of this democracy. The pool of citizens who could participate in the assembly grew wider, breaking down barriers of wealth and status. The Athenians introduced a system known as sortition, or the lottery system. This meant that public officials were not elected but chosen by lot. This unique approach was designed to prevent corruption and promote equal opportunity. It meant that any citizen, regardless of their status, could find themselves in a position of power. And there was ostracism, a practice where Athenians could vote to exile a citizen for 10 years. While it may sound harsh to us today, it was actually a safeguard against tyranny, a measure to protect the democracy from those who might seek to undermine it. Yet, despite these progressive steps, Athenian democracy was far from perfect. Women, slaves, and foreigners were excluded from political participation. The Athenians themselves were aware of these flaws and struggled with them, just as we grapple with the imperfections in our own political systems today. But let's not lose sight of the bigger picture. What the Athenians achieved was truly groundbreaking. They dared to envision a society where power resided not in the hands of a single ruler or a privileged elite, but in the collective will of the people. This democracy wasn't perfect, but it set the foundation for modern political systems and inspired generations to come. The Athenians planted a seed, a radical idea that grew and spread, shaping the world as we know it today. Their legacy is a testament to the transformative power of political participation. Today, we stand on the shoulders of those ancient Athenians. Their radical idea of political participation, born in the bustling agora and echoing in the grandeur of the Parthenon, has left a lasting legacy that still reverberates in our modern world. The Athenian democracy was a pioneering force that changed the course of history. It introduced the concept of political equality, where every citizen had the right to voice their opinion and participate in decision-making. This was a revolutionary idea in a world where power was often concentrated in the hands of a few. This legacy of Athenian democracy can be seen in the democratic systems we have today. The principles of free speech, the right to vote, and the ability to participate in public affairs. These are all hallmarks of Athenian democracy that have been passed down through generations. The Athenian democracy was not perfect, but it was a stepping stone towards the democratic systems we have today. It was a system that constantly evolved and expanded, always striving to include more citizens in the decision-making process. This spirit of inclusion and participation is something that we must never forget. It is a reminder that every voice matters, that every citizen has a role to play in shaping the future of their society. And so, the legacy of Athenian democracy continues to live on. It is a testament to the power of the people, to the belief that every individual has a stake in the society they live in. It is a reminder of our responsibility as citizens to participate in the democratic process, to make our voices heard. So the next time you exercise your right to vote, remember the ancient Athenians who paved the way. Let their legacy serve as a reminder that together, we can build a future where every voice is heard. Their spirit of political participation is a beacon that guides us as we navigate the complexities of our modern democratic systems.